Hey there, welcome back to Create to Remember. I'm Heidi Swapp, and today I want to show you a bunch of 4 different ideas that you can do with this very cool, very neutral shadow box. This is like a laser cut wood shadow box. It's about 1.25 inches deep, and it's made so that, I mean, really, you could do anything with it. I've got one right here so you can see how it comes. Comes in this cool clear box. Don't throw away the box, because the plastic, I love the acrylic that this box is made out of, and I keep using it on projects. So anyway, that's just a little upcycling tip. Okay, so let me show you, I've got 4 different projects here that I want to show you some fun and different ways that you could use this frame. And you know, I think that even once you paint it or spray it or make one project with it and you get sick of it, then you can paint over it and start over again. So it's really a fun item that can kind of maneuver through the seasons or through holidays, or you know, you can even gift it and then re-gift it. I think that's kind of cool. So let me show you. The first thought that came to my mind was that I would probably put some type of an album in it, some type of scrapbook album in it. And this is a project that I created, and this is using my new spring collection called Color Pop. And I've also mixed in some of my more vintagey things. Whenever I'm using really bright, bold patterns, I like to mix in a little bit of vintagey flair just to kind of tone it down a little bit. So in this case, you can see that I sprayed it with kind of a mixture of tinsel and black because I wanted a really nice neutral palette for where this was going to go in my house. I'm going to show you in a minute, but I added some stamping and I even added a little bit of glitter to really dress up the frame. But what I want to show you here, and I don't have this totally full of photos yet because it's still pretty new, but you can see that I added a lot of really cool texture and dimension to the front cover. But this little project opens from both directions. This next page has a flap that goes up. I've used a photo stack here, so you can put photos in there. And then it opens again, now this time to the left. Another opening to the right. And then inside all the way, and actually this little book is designed to pop right out, so it doesn't have to stick inside. It can also be something that you remove to look at. All right, so then when you open it all the way up, down here inside is a gatefold piece. So you can see that lots of different photos and memories can get stuck right inside this really unique album, and it can get tucked right inside the shadow box. All right, so for something a little bit more permanent, I want to show you this one. In this case, I did kind of some funky stuff on the frame. I added painter's tape, and so you can see those stripes. I added painter's tape and sprayed with tinsel, and that's one of the Color Shine sprays. And then I went back and added another piece of painter's tape and added the black. So there's actually 2 colors of Color Shine on this project, and then also an area that there's no spray at all. So that's what gives it kind of those 3 different colors. Then I added a binder mechanism. Now remember how I told you not to throw away the box that the frame comes into, because look at this front cover of this project. You can kind of see it. Obviously you can see the stuff that's on it, but this I cut right out of that packaging, and I was able to layer a whole bunch of cool stuff right on that cover. And then inside here, I have different sizes and different shapes of pages. I even added our Christmas card in there and some other photos from our Christmas photo shoot. So I could be adding more pages, more photos, and I could even switch it out if I wanted to as the season changes. In this case, I did a bunch of embellishment with some Prima flowers and even added some cool dangly items to that binder mechanism. You can't leave those binder mechanisms just plain, right? I mean, come on. All right. Now, another thing I did, kind of a little bit more outside the realm of paper crafting, is I created a little end table tray, and this is for my daughter Capri. And actually, I guess, let me just turn it around so you can see the pretty stuff here. I've got it all messed up. So she loves to have little collections of things. And so I have some little pencils in here and a little stamp with her initial, and even this little container where has some little lip gloss in there for her, and just a little teeny journal that this was actually a gift to me, and Capri took it over, so sorry about that, Maggie. Anyway, what I did, and I'm just going to remove these fun things so that you can see, I sprayed it with gold, with the gold lame, and also the primrose. So it's not like a really harsh pink, it's kind of a soft pink. And then I went in and I added some white acrylic paint just to kind of tone it back and give it kind of a shabbier feel that would look perfect in Capri's room. Then I took one of my very favorite papers. This is from the Sugar Chic pad that's available at Michael's right now. And this is a very glittery version of that rosette paper. And that just tied right in to me adding, now you guys, these are little like metal flowers that I took off of a Rachel Ashwell shower curtain clips years and years ago. And I have been hoarding them for, I don't know, 10 plus years. And they have finally, I'm happy to report, finally found their way onto a project. And can I just tell you that when I had this all set up and Capri woke up with it right there next to her bed, she thought she died and gone to heaven. She was so excited. She felt like an absolute princess with this pretty tray right there with little treasures for her to play with. Last project, I promise, I'm going to show you, and this is totally out of the box, right? I, instead of decorating the front, totally painted the back and created a chalkboard, decorative chalkboard, out of this frame. Isn't that cool? So all you have to do is find yourself some chalkboard paint or create chalkboard paint. And actually, interesting side note, that if you Google how to create chalkboard paint, you can make your very own chalkboard paint in your very own colors to match whatever space that you want to put this in. So I did some quick little lettering, today choose happy, and this is something that is sitting in my studio. So kind of a fun, different way to add a little life to that shadow box frame. And like I said, I don't even think you have to choose one option. I think that you can recycle these projects depending on what your mood is. So just to show you really quick, I just want to show you how quick and easy it is to add color to this. And I am using some of my Color Shine, and I'm going to mix the gold lame and the primrose. Now you want to really make sure that they're shooken up, especially when you're going to spray on the wood. Shooken? I'm not really sure if you can say that, but maybe we should make shooken a technical Color Shine term. That sounds good. The shine part of it just looks beautiful on top of the wood. So you want to really make sure that you get as much of that shine to kind of sit on the top. Now what I'm kind of doing, when you just put the gold on, there's obviously no color, but there's going to be a ton of shine. So I'm actually adding the gold over the top of the pink. It's going to double up the shine. And you can notice here, obviously the color is seeping in really quickly. When you're using the wood, you don't need to pick the color up because it's all just going to seep into the wood. So this more becomes kind of a patience issue, right? So if you do go in and you take your paper towel to it, it will actually remove the color off and reduce the amount of color that is on your project. Now, as you can see, I have taped it, I have misted it one color, I've misted in multiple colors. Don't forget, acrylic paint looks fabulous. Masking, stamping, stenciling. There are so many things that you can do, just even to the outside. And don't forget the inside if you're going to make something that's removable or something, even if you're adding a clip or dangling some scrapbook pages or doing a countdown inside this. There's so many possibilities. So I hope that these fun ideas have gotten your mind going, and I hope that you get busy and make pretty stuff.